Hello and welcome back. I first really want to say a really heartfelt thank you for anyone who has sent loving, kind messages. I'm sitting on my foot. Sorry. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Messages about my dog. She's going to be okay. So thank you so much. She had 28 teeth in total pulled, and she's a rescue dog. So I got her a little over a year and a half. No, I'm sorry. About 16 months ago, I think. And anyway, she was a breeding dog. I don't want to make this whole thing about my dog, though. I don't want to do that, but I just want to say thank you. She was a breeding dog and she wasn't very, very well cared for. But I love her and she is my best friend. And I do have to say this, and not everybody's a dog person, and I get it. And cats, dogs, birds, whatever it is that you love, a pet is so life-changing, especially if your kids have grown or you are alone, or you just, even if you're with someone and you feel alone with someone, I feel so lucky to have a dog. And my other dog, who was 14 and a half, who passed away in June, we just grew up together and I love her so much. Okay, that all said, I also wanted to thank new viewers. I see that I have some people from India, and I have people from Canada, and I have a lot of people from the US, and I just want to thank you so much for being here and for subscribing. And I love that I can talk to people all over the world, and that makes me happy. So come on, baby. Come on, sweetheart. People were asking about you. Anyway, they told me to bring her back next year. Like, you should bring her back next year. She's probably going to need some more pulled. I'm like, let's just get through right now. Anyway, I am going to talk about foundations, the ones that I have, the ones that I love, the ones that I recommended when I had my clinic, to people with, especially with compromised skin. So maybe you're getting over some acne. Maybe you have acne rosacea, where you have that really dry layer of skin kind of in the cheek area. And I thought I would just talk to you about which ones I love, why I love them. I don't have a big repertoire. I have a few, 6. That's not bad. That's not bad, especially for somebody like me who loves her makeup. I'm going to tell you the one I use now fairly religiously. Although I use it now, but I have to tell you, and I know you've seen it a million times, I'm going to show you how to put it on. And you've seen it, you know it. It is Luminous Silk by Armani. I wore this foundation for, not kidding you, 22 years, religiously. In fact, sometimes I go back to it, but quite honestly, I really love a stick foundation now. I just do. And actually, Armani, if you are listening to me, which I know you're probably not, I would love it if you would make Luminous Silk in a stick foundation. How I recommend you put any foundation on. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty. Typical of me. Don't touch the nozzle with your finger. So this is for all skin types. If you are having any kind of active acne, or you're recovering from acne, this is the one I'm recommending. I recommended this literally to every client and never, ever had one client come back and say they had a problem with this. So you always apply it to the back of your hand. You do not do this, and touch your face with it. You pull, hold on, I gotta get a tissue before we begin here, because I can see things are gonna get messy. You pull from the back of your hand, and when I say pull, what I mean is you pick it up on your finger and you warm it up between your fingers like this, like you're going to apply a cream, and you apply your foundation this way. It's layerable, so if you apply one layer and you're not happy with the results, you can put on a second layer, just let it dry for a minute, and then you apply a second layer on the skin. This is a beautiful foundation. Actually, for those of you who don't know, Pat McGrath created this foundation. So my guess is you could probably buy Pat McGrath and get something very similar. I love this foundation. It's tried and true. It's won numerous awards, and I am highly recommending it for all skin types. Okay, then similarly, but not the same, but I would say pretty similar, is this Light Wonder. I dragged my kid all over London for the Charlotte Tilbury launch. Oh, she's on the floor right next to me. She doesn't want to be in her bed though. Anyway, for the Charlotte Tilbury launch at Selfridges probably 10 years ago for this foundation. And this isn't the same bottle. This is probably my 4th bottle. I love this foundation. It's light, it's effortless, it's elegant, it's easy. It's everything that the Armani is, but slightly lighter in consistency. It just adds a lovely veil. And if you are struggling with or suffering from any kind of skin condition, you put this on. It is lovely. I mean, I would say don't wear foundation if you are recovering from acne, but you know what? I get it. I get it and I understand it, and you got to do what you got to do. I'm recommending for all skin types, unless you have severely dry skin. Actually, if you have really dry skin, I think you can wear this pretty well. Okay, moving right along because I don't want to take up a bunch of your time. Tried and true. I love this foundation. I talked about this before. Tom Ford Stick Foundation, gorgeous. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm not wearing it today. I'll show you what I'm wearing today. I love this foundation. I wear it almost every day. I don't use a lot of it. I go swipe, 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 swipe. Sometimes swipe here and swipe here, but mostly I keep it really, really simple. Tom Ford. This is 4.0. Sometimes I wear 4.5 come spring, summer, but we are going into fall. In fact, today's the first day of fall, so happy fall. First day of fall, I am going to start wearing this routinely, the 4.0. And by the way, Charlotte Tilbury, I have on number, actually I can't even see it if it's even on here. I'll look in a minute though. And I wear 4.25. Actually, I usually buy 2 of these, so I have a lighter one as well. I think this is my darker shade, and actually I think I just threw the lighter one away because it was running out. When I'm not wearing Tom Ford, I am wearing Westman Atelier, which I have on today. Another one that's tried and true. I love this foundation. Actually, I have also the Westman Atelier liquid drops. I like them, but I don't love them. But anyway, I go up, swipe, 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 and then I just blend it all in. You can also, if you want to, I've done this numerous times, where you put it on your finger, your first 3 fingers, let it sit for a moment. And like I just did with the others, move your hands together like this to warm the product up, and then apply to your skin. Gorgeous. Leaves a beautiful cover veil on the skin where it's just really worn in looking. You want your foundation to be worn in. You don't want your foundation to be sitting on the surface of your face. And this would be a great, fantastic foundation for somebody who has that acne rosacea or that dry layer of skin on their face, dryish, reddish. And you can layer all of these foundations. If you want a heavier, more coverage, or full coverage. I don't like full coverage, but if you want a full coverage, you can layer these foundations. So you just wait for this to dry down. So you apply a layer, give it a few minutes, not too long because you don't want it to pill. You don't want it to get those little like sweater pills. But you apply it, you wait, and then you can reapply it, or you can apply it. So something else I do, this is a trick of mine. So see how there's a little residue on the nozzle? You can take that residue, like so, that thickened little bit, and you can use it to cover any kind of imperfection. So if you are, if you have a pimple, or you're getting over a pimple, or you have, you just use it and you just pat in or tap in. You don't rub. If you rub, start rubbing like this, you kind of just get stuck in a scab if you have a scab or you have dry skin from where it's healing. So I do that all the time. You can do that with, just take a little. I feel like if you are getting over something on your face, like you're healing from something, you really want more moisture. But I am going to say this, if you are somebody that has a tendency to be quite oily and you potentially get clogged pores and acne, I don't think this is not your, I'm sorry, Gucci. I know, but I don't think this is the one for you. That's what I would say if you came to my office. It's excellent. You can use it as an under eye concealer, but I don't think this is going to be your foundation. I think you're going to be Armani Luminous Silk. A lot of times I'll do these two together. So I'll go swipe, 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 and then I will take the Luminous Silk and just kind of fill in other areas. Okay, I hope I'm not confusing anyone. My last two, so I use this one during the summer. I feel like this is really pricey. I'm trying to think if all these other ones are pricey. Maybe this one, Tom Ford. I feel like this one's pretty pricey, and it's a water foundation. I think I've shown you this before. It's has to be used with a brush, or you should use it with a brush, and there are these little microspheres of foundation within a hyaluronic acid substance, and this stuff's kind of weirdly, miraculously, the finish is kind of miraculous. It's really beautiful on the skin. I like it more for the summer. I actually haven't tried it during the winter. Oddly, I just reach for it in the summer months. I love it. I think it's really beautiful. I have a second one downstairs, but quite honestly, if I'm being completely candid, I love it, but it's not something I reach for all the time. Like I said, maybe during the summer, during travel, I become obsessed, and it's usually because my skin's drier during travel. So I love it. It's called Chanel Le Beige, and it's a water formula. I feel like I've shown you guys that before. Finally, and this is one I don't really reach for a lot, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't want full coverage, full to medium coverage. I really like a very, very, almost barely there. Not because I'm going for a clean girl effect or anything like that. I just don't like a lot of foundation. I do like foundation though. Like it's like my favorite, one of my favorite products to buy. Beautiful Skin by Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like this may have even just gotten reformulated. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's a fuller coverage. This is number 4. It's really beautiful, but you can see it's meant to look really natural, and it is. And I think I would almost recommend this too for somebody who has that really dry layer on their skin of an acne rosacea, but it's really beautiful. I love it. It leaves a beautiful glow. I would do the same thing with this one, where I would melt it between my 3 fingers and apply it that way, like you're applying a cream. It just makes your foundation sit so much more beautifully. I love a sponge, but I feel like when I do the sponge, it just leaves, I don't know, something. I don't love it. I just like to use my fingers, and then sometimes I go over everything with the sponge to kind of blend it in, or sometimes I use a brush to kind of move it around. But that is what I'm recommending, and it's been kind of an intense couple of days. I hope everybody is well, and I feel like there were some other things I wanted to talk about. I don't know exactly, and I do hope this video is running. I know you probably get tired of hearing me say that. One day I'll feel super secure about my videos, and I will feel secure about editing and doing all the other things. I just ran into downtown Seattle with my friend Diane, and we went shopping at Nordstrom, and that's our main store here. So we don't have like a Saks Fifth Avenue or Neiman Marcus or Bergdorf's, or we don't even actually have a Macy's anymore. So we just went shopping and just did some looking around, and I just feel like there's just so much stuff on the market in retail. I feel like I love to vintage shop and try to repurpose things, but I love stuff just like everybody else does. Anyway, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. I wish everybody well. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, and I'm so happy that you make comments and such lovely comments. And it seems like I feel like there's a budding, lovely community of people here. So thank you so much. And wherever you're at in the world, I hope you are thriving. And I am going to say just dream big and be healthy and all the things. And thank you so much again. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.